Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing about logical statements, negation, disjunction, and conjunction truth tables. A truth table is a table which shows the truth value of a statement for all possible combinations of the true values of its simple statement components. So, if we want to know the truth table for negation, negation has a symbol like this. Okay? Negation. This is the symbol for negation. So negation means not. Okay, so this is read as not P or it's the opposite. Okay, so if we want to know the negation of a statement P, we can write the symbol like this. Okay, so this is P, negation P or not P. Okay, so there are two cases or there are two combinations that we just need to remember when we want to know the truth values of negation. And that is if the P statement is true, then the negation of true is false. And if the statement P is false, then the not P or the negation of P will be true. So this is the only thing. There are two cases. These two cases are the only thing that you need to remember in getting the negation of the statement P. Okay, so you need to remember that negation, not P, will always have the opposite truth value of P. It's the opposite truth. Okay, it's opposite. So true, false, false, true. Okay, next. Let's do the truth value for conjunction. So for conjunction, we need to remember four combinations. Okay, so for conjunction, we are using the conjunction and. Sometimes it can also be but, yet, and there are other conjunctions that means the same. Okay, so for conjunction, we are using the symbol of this. So it's like a roof symbol. Okay, so if we want to know the conjunction of P and Q, we can write it as P and Q. Okay, that's and Q. And there are four combinations for that. What that is if P is true and also Q is true, and if P is true but the Q is false, and P is false but the Q is true, and when both P and Q are false. Okay, so these are the four cases or combinations that we need to remember when we want to know if the statement or the conjunction is true or not. Okay, so in a conjunction, you always need to remember that P and Q is true only when both P and Q are true. Okay, so you need to remember that it should be both the P, the statement P and Q are true. So if we want to know the truth value of this conjunction, let's take a look at this. P and Q are both true, so we say that the truth value of this will be true. Okay? Next, P here is true, but the Q is false. So since it's not both of them, it's only one true, then the statement will be false. Okay? If P here is false and the Q here is true, and only one is true, then still the statement will be false. And if both of them, the P and the Q, are false, then the statement conjunction will be false. So as you can see here, only the statement that has both true in both P and Q has the true value. The rest that has only one or none of them is false. Okay, so that's the thing that you need to remember if the statement or the compound statement is a conjunction. Okay, next is the disjunction. So for a disjunction, we use the symbol V. This is the symbol that we use for disjunction. And the word or. Okay, so we read this as or. Okay, so for the symbol of the disjunction P and Q, we can write it as P and VQ. Just like conjunction, we also need to remember the combination, the possible combination. There are four possible combinations that we need to remember to get the truth table of this conjunction, disjunction. Okay? So same, it's when T is true and Q is true. And what will be the disjunction truth table for T is true but Q is false? And when false, and when this is true, and then when both of them are false. Okay? So in this conjunction, you need to remember that P or Q is true when either P is true, Q is true, or both P and Q are true. What does that mean? Meaning, this junction, the statement is true if at least one of the statement is true. Okay? Or it can also be both. So at least one or both are true in order for the statement for to be true. Okay? So if we want to know the truth table of this, let's take a look at the P and the Q statement. So here, P here is true and Q here is true. So therefore, this statement will be true. Okay? Next, P here is true, but Q here is false. Then still this statement will be true. Why true? Because one of them, one of the statement is true. Okay? Next, P here is false, but the Q here is true. Still the statement will be true because one of them is still true. Okay? And for this last, both the P and the Q are false, and because both of them are false and there's no true, then this statement will be false. So that's how we find if the statement disjunction is true or false. You just need to remember that at least one is true, then the statement will be true. Okay, that's for disjunction. So that's the difference between conjunction and disjunction. For disjunction, at least one. Okay? But for conjunction, it should be both. Both the P and the Q. Here, it can be the P or the Q or both P and Q. Okay? So, don't forget that. Don't forget the difference between conjunction and disjunction. Okay, when finding the truth value of the P and Q. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you learned something about negation, conjunction, and disjunction of truth table. Bye!